Okay. All right. Live stream. What? Can they hear us?
Hey, Robin, you have your background blurred.
I thought that made it look better.
Yeah, you can only see you and nothing else. That's good.
Blur my background.
There you go.
Okay. No, they can't. Yeah.
Everyone, rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. We have Zoom going on with Commissioner Schmaltz on and some others to put some updates on some resolutions that we will be doing. But first, before we go further, I need a motion to amend today's agenda to include under new business. We'll make it number 16. The motion is to amend the agenda to include an additional item under new business. Motion to adopt resolution number 2316, a resolution authorizing the chairman to execute closing documents and revenue anticipation note of 2023. Can I have that motion?
Motion.
And second.
Second, I have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I will move on to next item. Is any public comments or questions concerning today's agenda? Hearing none, move on to motion to recess to hold a retirement board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We can call the retirement board meeting to order.
Motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the March 15th, 2023 agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve the February 15th, 2023 minutes.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Under new business, motion to approve the refunds of contributions to employees no longer with the county, and there are 5 individuals listed.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the retirement board meeting.
Motion.
And second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the commissioners meeting.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the March 15th, 2023 agenda.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the March 1st, 2023 meeting minutes.
Motion.
And second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve the March 8th, 2023 conference minutes.
Motion.
And
Second.
second.
Aye.
Motion to approve payment from the general funds and county bills in the amount of $705,399.11.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payment from the Pike County Health Insurance Fund in the amount of $79,763.82.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to hire, this is on the personnel, motion to hire Emily Mansfield as Communications Coordinator, Grade 1 for the Conservation District for a 40-hour work week, effective March 27th, 2023, with benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to promote Richard Wilhelm to Transportation Dispatcher for the Area Agency on Aging for a 30-hour work week, effective March 13th, 2023.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to hire Francis Avalchek as Aging Care Manager 3 for the Area Agency on Aging for a 40-hour work week, effective March 20th, 2023, with benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to recess the commissioners meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
And second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
The salary board, motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
And second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the March 1st and March 8th, 2023 salary board minutes.
Motion.
And second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the annual salary of Emily Mansfield at $35,000 as Communications Coordinator, Grade 1, the Conservation District for a 40-hour work week, effective March 27th, 2023, with benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
And to create a transportation dispatcher position to replace a meal transporter position from the Area Agency on Aging for a 30-hour work week, effective March 13th, 2023.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the annual salary of Richard Wilhelm at $32,500 as transportation dispatcher for the Area Agency on Aging for a 30-hour work week, effective March 13th, 2023.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the hourly rate of Francis Avalchek at $19.25 as Aging Care Manager 3 for the Area Agency on Aging for a 40-hour work week, effective March 20th, 2023.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the commissioners meeting.
Motion.
And second,
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution number 2307 declaring March 12th through the 18th, 2023 as AmeriCorps Week in Pike County.
Motion.
and second,
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Tony, could you read that one, please?
Certainly. Resolution number 23-07, AmeriCorps Week, March 12th to 18th, 2023. Whereas service is a hallmark of the American character and has the unique ability to bring people of all backgrounds together in common cause. And throughout our history, citizens have stepped up to meet our most pressing challenges of the day by volunteering in their communities. And whereas AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps Seniors program provides opportunities for more than 200,000 Americans to serve their country through the service at nonprofit, schools, public agencies, and community and faith-based groups across the country. And whereas AmeriCorps Seniors participants, specifically RSVP in Pike County, sponsored by Daikin Community Services, address the most pressing challenges facing our communities. They support seniors to live independently and age in place with dignity. AmeriCorps members and AmeriCorps Seniors volunteers of diverse ages and backgrounds have helped to meet the local needs in the Pike County area by responding to the COVID-19, delivering meals to homebound seniors, supporting local senior centers, congregate meals, activities, and health and wellness initiatives, assisting at local food pantries, making calls to seniors via RSVP's senior chat program, and supporting veterans and military families. And whereas AmeriCorps members and AmeriCorps Seniors volunteers encourage collaboration and partnerships, leveraging millions of volunteers in service and acquiring the support of business foundation and other local partners to increase the effectiveness of their initiatives. And whereas AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps Seniors programs bring people together across race, age, and zip code to address critical issues facing the country, forge relationships, and cultivate mutual respect, and help build resilient and thriving communities. And whereas AmeriCorps members and AmeriCorps Seniors volunteers demonstrate commitment, dedication, and patriotism by making an intensive commitment to service, a commitment that remains with them in their future endeavors. And whereas through their service, AmeriCorps members and AmeriCorps Seniors volunteers strengthens the lives of their families, communities, and the Pike County, Pennsylvania area as a whole. And whereas national service represents a unique public-private partnership that invests in community solutions and leverages non-federal resources to strengthen community impact and increase the return on taxpayer dollars. And whereas AmeriCorps Week is an opportunity to recognize the dedication and commitment of the more than 1.2 million Americans who have chosen to serve their country through AmeriCorps, and millions more who have served in AmeriCorps Seniors and their community partners, and to encourage more Americans to follow their footsteps in service. Therefore, be it resolved that we, the Pike County Board of Commissioners, do hereby designate March 12th through 18th, 2023 as AmeriCorps Week in Pike County, and urge citizens to thank AmeriCorps members and alumni and AmeriCorps Senior volunteers for their service and to find their own ways to give back to their community.
Thank you, Tony. I know today we have a number of people here to speak to this topic. I believe we have Dawn Hoteling here, and I know we have Robin on there. Yep, there's Robin from the aging office. And I know we have the solicitor for Wayne County here, Michael Kay. Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Swan, Program Coordinator for RSVP of Berks, Pike, and Wayne counties. For those of you who don't know, RSVP is the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. We are funded by a federal grant through AmeriCorps and sponsored by Diacon Community Services. RSVP works closely with the area agencies on aging, seeking to recruit and engage volunteers who are 55 and older with enriching opportunities. Our focus in Pike County is to help seniors age in place, live independently for as long as possible with as much dignity as possible. Our volunteers help to meet some of the most critical community needs, such as delivering meals to homebound seniors, assisting at local senior centers and food pantries, calling seniors via our senior chat program, fielding Hope Line calls for the Pike County Hands of Hope, counseling seniors on Medicare with the PA Medi program, serving as volunteer ombudsman with Serving Seniors Incorporated, assisting with the Salvation Army, American Red Cross, along with many other similar organizations. Volunteers are always needed to help these wonderful organizations. Every day, RSVP volunteers make it a priority to give their time and effort to help improve the lives of others and strengthen the community. Unknowingly, they strongly increase the impact of the organizations they serve through their dedicated service. In 2022, our 143 volunteers contributed 10,668 hours of their service with a financial impact of $319,000, $522.17. To honor them and recognize their service, we'll be holding our annual volunteer recognition luncheon on Friday, April 28th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Lador Camp Retreat and Conference Center, Carousel Dining Hall in Waymart. And you're all invited on that day. We would love for you to join us. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to introduce
Yeah, go ahead. It's all yours.
our program director, Mary Grace Pedroso,
Hi.
as well as Wendell Kay is the
Board chair,
board chairman. Thank you.
stay right there for 1 minute.
Stay right
I think, if I may.
Absolutely.
We wanted to just ask if there are members who are present or watching today who would like to become involved as volunteers. How would they do that?
They would absolutely be able to reach out to me via email, hotailingd@diacon.org, or the phone number is 570-390-4540. Or they could also visit our website, which I'm not gonna say the whole thing.
Okay,
We'll see that.
Diacon.org, and then you can find our SVP.
We will see that Krista and Shannon make sure that information gets out.
Thank you.
It's important that we all volunteer in this community, particularly for our seniors here, because we're all going to be there one day and need some assistance if we're not there already. I've mentioned this at other meetings. My mother worked for the aging office for many years. She found it very rewarding to do this type of service. She worked for the aging office, but making sure that the seniors are taken care of, particularly in home, that they age in place. And then as she aged, the same organization she worked for came to her aid also. So we appreciate you and all the volunteers that do their work every day. Would you like to say a few words? Yes.
Well, I'm Joan from Pike
Yes, you are,
County,
Joan.
and Robin's dropped off the Zoom, so I just wanted to add how helpful RSVP has been for our seniors. One story in particular, the individuals who are in their home, the senior, what's the title, the senior chat program. They're calling about it now, and they're saying, I can't get out. It's winter and I'm feeling lonely. So I'm being able to refer individuals to Dawn, and they get calls a couple times a week, and they feel more connected to the community that way. So thanks.
I just want to add, since being appointed commissioner, I've served on the advisory board for the area agency on aging, and come to realize I certainly was aware of RSVP, but not really all that they can do for the community. And the fact of being able to keep people to stay in their own homes, it's dignity right there, because the well-being, read some interesting books about that, about the importance of trying to make that work. I think we've tried to do that as much as we can in Pike County, but we couldn't do nearly as well without the volunteer process that you guys have set up, and we really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. I just wanted to say in wrapping up that I guess thinking about it, I certainly meet the age requirement to be a member of RSVP, but I'm not really retired, so I do rely on Dawn and Mary Grace as the professional staff to keep things running very smoothly. This is a federal program. In the infinite wisdom of our federal government, it was set up locally to include Pike and Wayne and Berks County. So it's a bit of an unusual jointure, but it has worked because of these very dedicated people. And we want to thank the commissioners for their support of RSVP. Your support is certainly very important to us and has made a big difference in our ability to function as well as they have. Thank you.
Yeah. Robin, you're back. Would you like to say anything? Robin Skipper, the Director of the Aging.
Yes, we were having some technical difficulties, but I have with me the Blooming Grove Senior Center and our staff. All wanted to say thank you to the volunteers. Mary Ann Mead is here, one of our RSVP volunteers. And Sherry, David, our site managers, and our HRC representative all wanted to say thank you to RSVP and all of our volunteers who help us every single day. Robin, did you want to say something?
Without volunteers, our meals wouldn't get delivered to the most at-risk seniors. We honor and thank them.
Okay, I guess. Would you like a photograph? Would you like us to do some?
Sure.
That would be great.
Sure, yeah, but we can do that now, unless you want to sit through the whole meeting. Do you? No, let's do it now. Let's get. We have a number of things to do here.
Leaving for Lancaster.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're a little closer then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get Ron in the picture.
We're getting you in the picture too, Ron.
Well, thank you.
Smile and say cheese.
Thank you.
So,
I'll give a gap for that.
roses are- Thorn on yours. One, go.
Leave a little space just for
For them.
including them, exactly.
Thank you all. For your
Right, Shane.
Okay, we'll move on to number 2. Motion to adopt resolution number 2308 during April 2023 as Pennsylvania 811 safe digging.
Motion?
And second,
Second, questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Tony, would you like? I know we have a representative here to speak to it also.
Sure. Resolution 23-08, Pennsylvania Safe Digging Month, April 2023. Whereas the month of April 2023 is recognized as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month, and the initiative sponsored by Pennsylvania 811, a utility notification information center with over 50 years of service, of continuous service to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And whereas Pennsylvania 811 receives over 1 million excavation notifications received, over 1 million excavation notifications in 2022, and transmitted approximately 6.8 million notifications to their member facility owners and operators, allowing essential utility and construction crews to provide vital underground services and repair of critical infrastructure to communities throughout Pennsylvania. And whereas when contacting 811, at least 3 business days before digging, a homeowner or a contractor is connected to a unique service that notifies the appropriate underground utility operators in the municipality in which the work will be performed. And whereas by notifying 811 of their intent to dig, the homeowner or contractor is knowingly helping to protect the underground utilities themselves, the work crew, and the neighbors from any unsafe digging practices within their community. And whereas upon receiving the notification from Pennsylvania 811, the facility owners and operators disperse to the said work site to mark the approximate location of their underground utility lines with flags, paint, or both, to establish an 18-inch tolerance zone of the outside wall or edge of their line or facility. And now, therefore, be it resolved that Pike County, in support of the Pennsylvania Underground Utility Line Protection Law, PA, Act 287 of 1974, as amended, we do hereby proclaim April 2023 as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month and encourage all Pennsylvanians to visit the Pennsylvania 811 website at www.pa1call.org for information about digging safely.
Thank you, Tony. You know, on Zoom, we have with us Mark Lipka, Supervisor, Education Department of the Pennsylvania One Call System.
Good morning.
Welcome, Mark.
You able to hear me? Wonderful. Well, on behalf of Pennsylvania One Call, we appreciate your proclaiming of April as Safe Digging Month. For the past 50 years, PA One Call's purpose has been to prevent damage to underground facilities and promote safety for all of our stakeholder groups, which includes facility owners, project owners, designers, and excavators. As stated in the proclamation, we've been very busy over the past couple of years, over 1 million dig notifications and equivalent of 6 million plus notifications out to the public and those facility owners out there. So we really do appreciate your support, which keeps not only the utilities safe, but the professionals out there and also communities in Pike County. So thank you so much for your support and continuing support.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you having me here this morning.
Next item we have is a motion to adopt resolution number 2009. This being March 2023 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll read this one. Draft resolution number 23-09, Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, March 2023. Whereas people with developmental disabilities come from all racial, ethnic, educational, social, religious, and economic backgrounds, and all are valued members of society who find fulfillment living everyday lives. And whereas people with developmental disabilities and their families are striving for inclusion, equality, and recognition of their skills, views, and abilities like all other Commonwealth citizens. And whereas Pennsylvania continues to promote person-centered approaches, community integration, personal choice, quality and service delivery, health and safety protections, competitive integrated employment, accountability and utilization of resources, and innovation in service designs. And whereas the rate of individuals with developmental disabilities engaging in competitive integrated employment has reached 18% in the Commonwealth through continued optimization of opportunities across the Commonwealth. And whereas educational opportunities for those with developmental disabilities continue to grow with the implementation of training programs and inclusive secondary education certificate programs at Pennsylvania institutions of higher learning. And whereas the collaboration between information sharing and advisory committees and the Department of Human Services continue to develop, build, and strengthen recommendations for changes to service and supports. And whereas the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services focuses on augmentative and alternate communication methods, allow more stakeholder voices to contribute and build on the services and supports offered through the Commonwealth. And whereas the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services continues to offer opportunities to individuals and family members through a growing complement of accessible training initiatives and services that allow them to increase their knowledge about advocacy, supports, and disabilities. And whereas Pennsylvania continues to be at the forefront of change in building an inclusive Commonwealth where all citizens can live and work as part of an inclusive community and continue to enjoy their everyday lives. Therefore, to recognize the many accomplishments and contributions of people with developmental disabilities, we, the Pike County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim March 2023 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. We encourage all citizens to support Pennsylvania with a developmental disability and their families in all aspects of Pennsylvania community life. So we have here today with us is Sarah Van Pine to speak to us about this. But before you do, this county has always been extremely supportive of finding employment opportunities for people with disabilities. In this building alone, we probably employ 6 or 7 people. We have a small workforce group that cleans the building in the evenings. We have our Bennett Avenue project, which we have just announced, is going to be what we're going to consider a vocational training center, where we're going to work hand in hand with HRC. If you don't know who HRC is, it's time that we make sure that this isn't kept as a big secret in our community, because they do an incredible job. And this is how we find the employment opportunities for the people in our county that work here. This is a meaningful thing for all of us to do. These individuals, as the proclamation say, deserve a life in our community. They deserve to have all the opportunities that all of us enjoy. And we're going to continue to do that. I tell the business owners in our community, if you're looking for workers, this is a great place to go. These are the three individuals that do the cleaning here. They are probably some of the best employees we have. They're the happiest employees. They love to come to work every day, and everybody in this building loves when they come into the building. So I urge everyone to reach out to HRC if you have a business and make sure that you see what you can do with the small group workforce, or just employment also. There's lots of different opportunities. So with that, I will let you speak to this, Sarah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having us and for doing this also. Appreciate it. As you said, March is Disability Awareness Month, and orange is actually the color of the month. And we created t-shirts for everybody in the agency to wear. Carbon Monroe Pike Mental Health and Development Services. We do work to provide services for all of our individuals within the community, and we have a couple of collaboratives, and the regional collaborative is one where they really strive to have families involved and get the individuals in the community. And so we often have sing-alongs where we invite the whole community. We attend fairs and transition fairs for schools, which is very important. And we also have an employment coalition where we're advocating exactly what HRC is doing to get our individuals in the community as a competitive employment. And currently, we are very proud that we have 120 individuals employed competitively, which is a goal that we kind of try to reach every year to get it higher and higher. And we have reached the goal early on this year, so we're very, very proud of that. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate all you do for this part of the community.
Definitely appreciate it. And I actually didn't realize how much the county has employed people through HRC, but also I'm an attorney, mostly retired, representing business community, particularly our hospitality groups. Have found the opportunity to employ people I know, Woodlock and Southern Hospitality, and I assume the others, to take advantage of that workforce, particularly because it's such a positive one. It really is. They appreciate the opportunity to be of service and to earn a living, not like normal people would, but under the circumstances, there's some jobs that they can do better than others, and you guys have done a great job of trying to make sure that can work. And it certainly benefits the community at large. So appreciate it.
Okay, next item we have is number 4, motion to adopt resolution number 23-10, recognition of Edward Kuhn, 100 years of age.
Motion.
And second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll read this one also. Recognition of Edward Kuhn, 100 years of age. Whereas Edward George Kuhn of 106 Oak Avenue, Matamoros, Pennsylvania, was born in Port Jervis, New York on March 17, 1923, and will turn 100 years of age on March 17, 2023. And whereas Edward Kuhn married Helen Kuhn in 1960 and together had 2 children, Paul Kuhn and Melissa Moffett, and 1 grandchild. Whereas Edward Kuhn is a World War II veteran Army engineer serving from May 3rd, 1943 to January 29, 1946. And whereas Edward Kuhn was injured in Belgium on September 6, 1944, with wounds received as a result of enemy action, which led to his right leg amputation in 1944. And whereas Edward Kuhn earned a Purple Heart, Good Conduct Medal, World War II Victory Medal, as well as many other ribbons and medals for his heroic services to his country. And whereas after his career in the service, Edward Kuhn worked as a photographer and was an active member in the American Legion. And whereas is with our sincere gratitude, we, the Commissioners of the County of Pike, in concert with the Pike County Veterans Affairs Office, generally extend to you our deepest esteem and recognizing your military service to our nation during World War II and to our community. And now, therefore, it be resolved that we, the Commissioners of the County of Pike, do hereby join with Edward Kuhn and his family and friends in the celebration of his 100th birthday this March 17th, 2023. So just on this Saturday, there will be a celebration at the Marsh Kellogg American Legion, a private celebration, I believe, celebrating this 100th birthday of Ed Kuhn. And on a personal, Ed Kuhn was a photographer at my wedding. He was a photographer at Carl Wagner's wedding. This guy was very involved in our community in Matamoros. He lived next door to my mother-in-law down the street for 80 years. However long my mother-in-law has been there, it's a long time. So this is a really great day to celebrate for Mr. Kuhn in Matamoros, and we're honored to do this, and we will certainly send everybody his regards when we see him on Saturday. Okay. Motion to adopt resolution number 23-11, eliminate the inclusion of veterans' disability compensation was the financial eligibility guidelines for veteran real estate tax exemption.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. We're not going to read through all these. We're going to have a presentation at the end by our VSO officer, and he'll explain all of these. Motion to adopt resolution number 23-12, veterans real estate tax exemption for non-wartime veterans, surviving spouses.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution number 23-13, veteran real estate tax exemptions for surviving spouses of service members killed in action or in the line of duty.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution number 23-14, veteran real estate tax exemptions for surviving spouses of deceased veterans that ultimately died from their service-connected disability, but were not permanent service connection.
Motion.
And second.
Second. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution number 23-15, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Pike County to submit a request for revision of the community development block grant funding for federal fiscal year 2020 to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the following human service payment vouchers on behalf of the Office of Human Services State Food Purchase Program, in the amount of $2,451.86. Human Service Development Fee, in the amount of $1,008, and Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2.0 in the amount of $97,164.29.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the request for revision letter to mortgage assistance activity on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
And second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to appoint Dawn Allison to the Pike County Children and Youth Advisory Board for a 2-year term expiring 12/31/24.
Motion.
And second.
And second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman execute the equitable sharing agreement and certification on behalf of the district attorney's office.
Motion.
And second.
And second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chief clerk to execute the participation package for the new proposed national opioid settlements with Teva, Allergan, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart.
Motion.
And second.
Motion and second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
So you know, that is a continuation of the lawsuit that we initiated probably 6 years ago and now all of this is coming to reality where we're getting settlements in the county. So this is the next phase. I know that we received settlements last year with certain pharmaceutical companies. Now this is the next phase, just so that we know we're continuing that course of making sure that we satisfy the needs of the people that have fallen into this terrible crisis, not only in Pike County, but in the nation. So this is the next phase of that and the next tranche of money that will be coming towards the county. Number 15, motion to approve the proposal for professional service between Hazardous Materials Abatement Consulting and Monitoring Services and the County of Pike.
Motion.
And second.
Motion and second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
And then number 16, motion to adopt resolution number 2316, a resolution authorizing the chairman to execute closing documents of tax and revenue anticipation note for 2023.
Motion.
And second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
I know there's a lot of resolutions. Big resolutions. Okay, before we go further down, I'll just when we get to Josiah is going to give his presentation. Few announcements. April 4th is the Working Pike Job Fair. We always support this, and we have been supporters of this since this name of it actually started probably 8 years ago. But there's been job fair every year put on by the workforce, and the county commissioners certainly support that and are involved heavily with that. The next item is, and it's always on here, is the Penn State Extension. So there's one item on there I think of interest that the press could pick up on, and that is mental health and first aid and substance misuse problems. As we all know, mental health is a major issue in this nation, not just this county, and they're doing a seminar on this in April. You'll see it marked on the agenda here. And after that, I think we have Josiah Schrader, who is our VSO, to give us a little update now that on the services that we're providing for veterans, and also to explain a little bit about what all of those resolutions and what it means to the veterans in our community. It's a really good thing, actually.
So thank you, Commissioners, for allowing me to speak today on behalf of the Veterans Affairs Office and with the resolutions. The veterans of the community, thank you for including those veterans that were once excluded from that benefits. I've been the director for 10 months now, and we've had over 600 veterans come into the office with walk-ins of 450 and about 200 different appointments. Our office, we do county, state, and federal benefits. With our compensation benefits, we've filed over 70 with 36 currently adjudicated. Pension benefits, DIC benefits, the county benefit, and the tax exemption programs. We've also filed grants for temporary assistance in awards of over $8,000 to veterans in our area. Between 900 messages and over 3,000 emails. Currently, our monetary amount for that state is tracking over the last 10 months. Our county has brought back in $2.8 million of veterans compensation with a monthly award of over $250,000 and retro over $500,000 the last 10 months. So hopefully by the end of the year, those numbers will be a lot higher. Again, we encourage people to make appointments, but we also accept walk-ins. Karen, our deputy director, is on her way to be another veteran service officer, so being able to process that more claims for veterans when she becomes certified. Myself, I've been sitting on different county community organizations, and also for the state Veterans Council and the War Council, since I've been appointed the vice president of the Pennsylvania County Directors Association. So with the vice presidency, there's 47 different counties that I've been assisting with, also helping with veterans programs. With the new resolutions, the previous tax exemption that is granted by the state is only for veterans who are 100% service connected that served during wartime and also meet a financial eligibility. Financial eligibility is also inclusive of the veterans' compensation that they are receiving. So with this new resolution, it's going to eliminate that monetary amount that the veteran receives to help more veterans better qualify for the tax exemption. It's also going to open up peacetime, non-wartime veterans to this tax exemption and their surviving spouses. With the individuals that were killed in action or in the line of duty, they also don't meet the criteria that's presented by the state. And this is going to also include their surviving spouses in this tax exemption program. And for the veterans who are non-total and permanent that ultimately die from their service-connected disability, their surviving spouses will be able to file for tax exemption. If there's any questions, the resolution is going to be posted online, and we're willing to answer these questions and make appointments to file for these benefits.
Can you just define what the wartime is? So what is this? What is that dates now?
So the federal recognition of wartime service is the Korean conflict and the Vietnam era. A lot of Vietnam eras fall out of that criteria by a couple of months, and so that closes in 1975 and then reopens in 1990 when the Gulf War started. And so there's a lull there that the federal government recognizes as peacetime, and that would exclude those veterans from this tax exemption. But with this new resolution, it's going to include them for the county.
Okay. And the tax exemptions we're talking about are real estate taxes in the county, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is real estate tax exemption.
We've already had individuals benefiting from, and now we're going to further that
Yes, we have over 140 individuals that are currently receiving that, and that's gonna benefit a few more veterans that just fall out of that criteria.
Josiah, we appreciate that you looked into this and brought this to us, because I knew that there was an exemption for property taxes. I didn't realize that there were nuances about who qualifies and who doesn't. And for the small amount of money that we're going to be giving up in property taxes, it does significantly help these veterans with things, because they're not, many times not able to earn a living other than depending on the benefits that they do receive. And this is one more benefit that'll keep a little more money in their pockets. It's not going to solve all the problems, but we appreciate that you kind of brought this to us, because we wouldn't have known about it if you hadn't done so.
Excellent. And Pike County is the tip of the spear when it comes to these tax exemptions. There's only a couple more counties that do this to benefit, and so hopefully we're making a pathway for the rest of the state to follow suit.
Great.
So thank you.
Questions for Josiah? Let me move on to press and public comment.
So Matt, can you tell us a little bit about, the county's reaction to this idea of closing these kind of loopholes for the veterans?
Well, we think it's important. Again, we recognize, we just got done doing a resolution for Ed Kuhn, right? We recognize the service that people have put into this country. And when this was brought to us by Josiah, again, I didn't know that there was that loophole. I didn't know there was that exemption. There was that problem with war. And actually, I just did find out on a different subject personally with a family member, but I wasn't aware of that. And neither I don't think Tony or Ron were. But when we heard this, we said, why wouldn't we do this? Why wouldn't we be sure that this county recognizes the needs of the veterans in our community? It's a large part of our population. We have a lot of people residing in Pike County that are veterans. And there's a number of them that are disabled from their services in the military. And we just feel this is a little bit that we as a community can give back. It's not, it's probably not enough considering what some of them have given up. As you heard with the resolution here with Mr. Kuhn, lost his leg. I mean, these are people that have really suffered during war times. And again, they could also suffer during what the government would classify as non-war times. Well, I don't know. There's things that go on even during non-war times that can injure people while they're serving this country. So,
Can you get a little bit more granular on what exactly this does?
well, it'll eliminate the property taxes on their homes for county, school, and municipalities. So it can, and there's a number of people that are 100% exemptions on their real estate taxes. So, those individuals now will apply to Josiah. I believe that's the way the process works. They have to come into your office and apply for this exemption, correct?
Correct. They'll make an appointment, file for the tax exemption. So it goes through all the processes through the states, and then it comes down to the county assessment office with the resolutions.
You know how many people approximately this whole thing affects countywide?
And Josiah probably knows that better than we do.
If it's a few dozen, it's not hundreds.
Yeah, right.
So no, I mean the program will change in the program. With this new addition and the previous people that were in this, approximately how many people are falling into this category?
For the county, currently 100 and a little 40 veterans currently qualify with the state's tax exemption. And this is only going to be a handful more, maybe a couple, a dozen or so that just fall out.
Okay, but we're still talking about over 150.
Anyone have anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you, everyone, for attending.